Hello guys, Cybershroom here bringing the next Let's Play, Kirby's Adventure. Once again, one of those games I had down on a list on my computer that I eventually must do a Let's Play of. Kirby's Adventure, honestly, probably the best NES game in my opinion, while also being the best Kirby game, and overall, top 10 games I've ever played, Kirby's Adventure probably ranks at number 7. Now, I have owned many copies of this game, mostly through digital distributions. I don't own the actual cartridge, even though probably eventually in my life I will. I've owned Kirby's Adventure on the Wii. I've owned it when it was a part of the... I owned it on the Virtual Console, but also when it was included in that collection. I've been Kirby's Dream Collection or something. I owned it on 3DS, I owned it on Wii U, got it on the NES Mini, and when it comes out on the Switch, probably going to get that very too. What was that sentence I just said? I know I have many reasons why I love the game. It's probably the most pick up and play platformer, but isn't a Sonic game for me. It looked really good for the NES. I mean, you got Super Mario Bros., which did not age bad, but it does not compare graphics wise to Kirby's Adventure, and that could be for several reasons. So first of all, being that Kirby's Adventure came very end at the NES's lifespan. I'm pretty sure the SNES was already out, and that's kind of a whole thing Kirby games do anyways. They usually release the big Kirby platformers when usually the new console's out, and they're just trying to fill out the lifespan of the old console. Like Superstar, I think came out when the N64 was just launching. Kirby 64, the GameCube. GameCube didn't get a mainline Kirby game. It got Air Ride, but it didn't get nothing else. The Wii, Dreamland, I think came out in 2010. Close to the Wii U, but not... The Wii U wasn't out yet, but it was kind of close to it. And then the Switch will actually have a new Kirby title, Kirby 2018, that is not coming out during the Switch's lifespan, because I swear to God, if the Switch's lifespan was only 2 years, I'd be very disappointed. But that looks really fun, and eventually, I would want to let's play a lot of Kirby games, Superstar and Return Dreamland to be exact for the multiplayer. Anyhow, let's hop into Kirby's Adventure. I'm playing this off the NES Classic, the best way, using an emulator on my computer to record this footage. First, you draw a circle, then you dot the eyes, add a great big smile, and presto, it's Kirby. Such a memorable opening, even though it's very simplistic and does not detail what the plot is about the game. In fact, I think we have to let the game play itself, like go into demo mode, before we even learn what the story is. Here's the famous Kirby of Dreamland. Right, left or what? Left, right or left? Jesus Christ. Right or left to make Kirby. Press A to make Kirby jump. Slide by pressing A and down. Press up and Kirby can fly over stuff. And that's basically it in terms of basic controls. I apparently remembered it wrong because I thought it was supposed to be story, but turns out there is no story in it. Alright, so I'm going to keep this first profile here because I'm still playing that. It's on my own free time. And Kirby 2 is what we're going to be doing. Also, interestingly, Kirby Adventure is one of the first party Nintendo games to actually have a save backup. Because not many NES games had save backups. Like Metroid on the Famicom, it had backup, but to save money. Yeah, it mostly came down to cost. To save money, they did not put a save battery in it. Because cartridges are very expensive and save batteries were pretty pricey. So the way Kirby Adventure plays is your typical run and jump platformer. You move left, you right. Kirby can suck up enemies. Now this isn't Kirby's first game. Kirby's first game was Return to Dreamland. And while you can suck up enemies in that game, this is the game that actually introduced the power-ups. Depending on what enemy you can eat, you get a different ability. For example, the beam. Kirby fires a beam like that. Kirby fires a beam like that used by some enemies. Okay, I read that sentence completely wrong. This is a very easy weapon to use. Yeah, none of the powers Kirby could get none of them are pretty game breaking. There's one that's a screen nuke, but it's a one-time use. In fact, I think there are 2 items that are screen nukes. the crash ability, and I think the music ability is in this game. I think. Not music ability, I think it's called microphone or something. If I had to pick a favorite ability, it'll probably be the sword ability. Mostly because it has the greatest diversity in moves. You know, for like fire, all you can do is breathe fire. But when you have the sword, you can swing, you can jump slash, you can slash on the ground. And I think if you button mash, you can shoot a projectile. Or that might be in the later games. The levels are also really, really short. Like, I kind of want to say they are Super Mario Bros. 3 short, if not a little bit shorter. So when you beat a level, all these stars and stuff, they go away in the hub world. Each world has a hub world, which I thought was pretty innovative for the time. And the hub worlds are not just a transition from level to level. Occasionally, you have little doors like these that contain minigames. There are multiple minigames, like an egg catching one, a standoff one, and a crane one that gets you like extra lives and points. There's also occasionally museums, which I don't think there any are in World 1, but there are museums where they give you just free power-ups. Crane Fever. This is probably the easiest minigame to get lives in. Use the buttons to move the crane and try to get a Kirby. A big one's hard to get, but it's worth it. I don't ever remember having problems with this minigame. I remember getting the big ones are pretty easy. You just hold A, you find your Kirby you want, and you drop down. All these greenish ones don't do nothing. It's only the pink ones you want to get. Oh, I actually dropped them. Well, second time's a charm. There is unused graphics that were going to give you 3 chances. But I guess it would have been too easy to get like 6 lives in one go. Oh yeah, he's going to fall out now. I remember being really good at that minigame. Especially on the 3DS version, I was able to get 2 big fat Kirbys very easily. Oh, level 2. I'll probably do these episodes on each world. Like, instead of half of a world, I'll probably do the entire world. But I know the later levels, they start to get a little bit long. So, it really comes down to just how long the video is going. We got Beam again. And I think also, in this game, when you get power-ups, Kirby's color changes. I think. Pressing select lets me get rid of power. Yeah, you change colors, because I thought Kirby looked a little too palish. This is another stage element. Occasionally, you're going to have these stage bosses. Usually, ones like this Poppy Bros Senior are no trouble. But occasionally, you might get a tough one. Like, there's these 2 beetle ones that are pretty hard. Now you can't get any powers from the items these bosses throw, but if you kill the boss, you can take their power, and they're pretty rare power-ups in the game. Like you get the crash ability, which is a screen nuke. And I'll save this because I bet the next screen has like a bunch of enemies just to show it off. Yeah. Sorry for those there who are epileptic. I know the NES Classic. That's another reason why I did on Kirby's Adventure on the NES Classic. They have like a filter to turn off the, not turn off, but to reduce some seizure-inducing, like, you know, like flashes of lights. Because the NES, all old 8-bit systems, and even Atari, have been known for like their seizure-inducing lights. Can we keep that power up? Yeah, when most of the time when Kirby gets hit by a heavy attack, he will lose his power up. But you can always get it back. It'll bounce around for a bit, then it'll go away. And no, this isn't the capture card or anything. I should say this. This is a problem no matter what version you play. Kirby's Adventure tends to lag a lot. And that could be a combination of everything on screen and how the graphics are and just how the game is. But they could even fix this in Virtual Console or NES Mini. So when I'm using power-ups like the beam cannon while moving, the game's going to slow down a bit. Especially with the spark ability, it's going to chug. But it doesn't bother me too much. I get used to it, but I just want to say that it's not my capture card or anything that's making these lag moments. Oh, that was a sword guy. I should have ate him so I get a sword. These bonus stages I used to struggle a lot when I was young. It's pretty simple actually. You just gotta press A at the right time to bounce up a trampoline to get lives. But usually I could only get a 6 or a 7. Now I could do around 2 to 5 and occasionally get a 1 if I really pay attention. Going back to what I said about how the game is really graphically impressive, we have not reused the towel set yet. Alright, sure, we've reused music, but even Kirby Adventure for an NES game has a quite variety of different tracks depending on what world you're playing in. I've actually heard, it might be this or Kirby's Dream Land, but one of these two games, HAL Laboratory and Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Kirby, actually had to use a trackball when programming. I'm pretty sure when they say trackball, they're talking about the Game Boy version, because for some reason on their computers, their development tool only supported a trackball, which is weird. Which I cannot imagine. Okay, trackballs personally suck, no matter what, if it's a video game, it's whatever. I cannot imagine using a trackball to program a video game. It must be an absolute nightmare. And that's probably why Kirby's Dream Land has almost no content. Alright, if I would do a Let's Play of Kirby's Dream Land, I would have the entire game 100% done within 20 minutes. It's that short of a game. There's like 5 levels, and they're about Kirby's adventure long. Which I really want to know, how much did Kirby's Adventure cost back in the day for the Game Boy brand new? Because if it's anything above $20, I would say that the most it could be $20 because it's a first party Nintendo game. I would not recommend buying it. Even on the Virtual Console, well, it used to be like $5 on the Virtual Console, now it's like $3, which that's a reasonable amount for it. See right there's a 2. If you get a 1, you get a 1-up. Alright, yeah, here's that museum I was talking about. In here, they'll give you usually 2 enemies or 1, and they don't attack you or anything. The only way you can actually hurt yourself if you just run into them, and then again, I was wrong. You don't damage yourself. But yeah, we get a free sword power up. I forgot I had the fire build equipped. Alright. See, I like it because you can slash this way. You can down slash, I guess down slide slash. I don't know what exactly would call that. I was wrong on the button mashing though. That's in Superstar. But it's still a pretty cool power up. You can even hold a sword like this and you can fly under enemies and poke them out. Or is that in Superstar? I might be confusing the sword ability with Superstar. It really got a whole lot useful in later games, but still probably the best power-up in my opinion in Kirby's Adventure. Plus in the later ones they would give him Link's cap, because while while Adventure you get power-ups and stuff. You don't get like different hats Kirby are known for until Superstar. And that's where they give him like the Link hat. In fact, a lot of abilities, a lot of gameplay mechanics from later Kirby games are used in Smash Bros. And not a lot of people know this. Like the arena. The arena is probably the best example. The arena in later Kirby games, not in this one. Well, I think maybe in this one. I think it's unlockable. You would fight several bosses. You'd fight an endless barrage of bosses with like 3 health pack. Excuse me. You fight several bosses, usually all of them at once, with limited health power-ups in between, and that is the arena mode that most Smash games use. I think they call it, yeah, they call it All-Star. I forgot, I cannot believe that I almost forgot what they called the All-Star mode in Smash. Alright, I was about to say it's just called the arena in Smash, or the Coliseum, I don't know. And another thing was, now this was an idea that while it's not in a Kirby game, it was going to be a Kirby game. Okay, so the original idea for Kirby's Dream Land is that you would not have health system. Instead, you would take, every time you take damage, you get bounced around. And if you hit the side of the screen after taking a certain amount of hits, you die. That's how you lose a life. And in Smash Brothers, it's the same way, except for percentages. So they kept the idea from Kirby and actually incorporated it into Smash Brothers. And there are tons of other more things that they used in Smash Brothers that came from Kirby, but those are mainly the ones I know. Alright, so we're at the boss. Now, it's not King Dedede as it shows, that's just a boss portrait. All the bosses in Kirby's Adventure are either borrowed from, not really borrowed, reused from Kirby's Dream Land, and there are some original ones. Like, who can forget the classic Kirby boss, the most menacing boss in any video game, the tree. Actually, I think this is probably the hardest incarnation of Whisper Woods besides Kirby 2018. Even though we've only seen one trailer for that game, it looks intense, and I just died on the tree. Also, his face is gone. That's nice. I got way too distracted, not paying attention while fighting him. But here's a cool little thing. For some reason, you can walk right here. Never explained why. I'm guessing somebody just happened to put a grass tile right here. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And you can deactivate the boss because he doesn't start till you touch the ground. The boss music is really good for Adventure. I don't remember many other boss themes in Kirby, unless it's just a remix of like King Dedede's theme, or the several tracks from Kirby Triple Deluxe. But it's mainly the boss Adventure theme that I remember the most. And with that, we have completed the first world. If you guys enjoyed this adventure, see what I did there, be sure to leave a like and check out other videos such as my Mario Kart Double Dash Let's Play, which I just finished up. And if you want to go further back, my new Super Mario Bros. Let's Play, which I need to really get back to. Anyhow, I am Cybershroom, and I hope you have a good one.